2024 is here, and I have the best build in the game right now. Before any updates or anything, we'll keep you updated in the future. But from this very moment of 2024, this is the best. And we're in January right now. So you have the Swarm and the Pulmiat. I'm calling it a Pulmiat because that's the only way I know how to spell. I hope I said it right. But the Swarm and the Pulmiat allow you to be very aggressive. All right, you can hit from long range with the Pulmiat. This is basically a long range weapon. Really laser, in my opinion. Then you have the Swarm for up close action. It can do some medium range. Do not sleep on this bad boy. Top tier stuff. And we're going to talk about the actual build and go deep into them. But I want to talk about the other things for a second. And I do have a video for perks, and it's going to teach you everything you need to know. And I'm going to go through a small summary piece and idea to help you understand. So there's plenty of these you can substitute, and you don't have to have exactly what you think everybody else has. For example, me, I'm going with Bird's Eye or High Alert for my 4th spot. But if I don't pick, but I can get Bird's Eye from the comms vest, so I don't need to have this. High Alert is one that you can't substitute and you can't pick up a vest for. So it's actually really good to have, if anything. But I picked Bird's Eye because hopping your UAVs, you're able to see everything a little better, faster, just top tier. Now, when it comes to the 3rd spot, another example is the tempered vest that you could find on the floor as well, but you can make it as a perk. Well, I want it as a perk? No, I'd rather have quick fix. So anytime I go to heal up, it'll automatically regen health. So that is the core 2 that I would say are most reliable. And of course, resupply allows you to get your every 50 seconds, you'll get your lethal and non-lethal. But the point behind there is that these perks aren't always mandatory. You can switch it up and do something like this, where I have resupply and High Alert so that I'm able to throw a lot of elements, and then also have the High Alert to know where everybody is. A really good tool. You can survive a lot more, I promise. That being said, your actual lethals, the throwing knives is the easiest way to thirst people, but there's plenty of cool stuff. For example, the breacher drone is very versatile. Absolutely love that. You see the pro players are using Semtex a lot. I don't know if that's the official tool for the pro play, but we'll see in the coming tournaments and events and things like that. But yeah, so that's just an example of what you can or can't do that we'll get into a little later. I have smokes because I'm able to escape or push a team with the smoke. I can heal up, I can revive a teammate, I can do a lot of things with the smoke. I just like the versatility. It's a quality of life thing, but there's plenty of other stuff. For example, the stem, you're going to be able to do a little bit of Modern Warfare. The originals have that stem in you and go crazy with it. Personally, smoke is my answer. Now, for the build and the setup for 2024, the #1 setup right here, the Swarm. The only thing I would change about this is this magazine. Do you need 100 rounds? Absolutely, probably not. All right, 50 is more than enough. This just gives you a little faster reload. If you go to 50, you can see the reload's a little better, but that is not that big and neglectable. You don't see crazy differences, in my opinion. But if you really want to be efficient and still have some good ADS speed, for example, and things like that, you want to have this mag. Now, for the actual setup, the key is these parts, but I want to talk about the scope, the optic here. This is the best optic for submachine guns, and I'll showcase why. The KR Mini Tac 40 riser. All right, the riser makes all of that kick go away. You can see it's basically laser, and it's decent range for a sniper. For a sub to be able to hit. Very good. All right, and you can see the recoil isn't that serious. Just handle it. All right, so just an example of why I have this. If I took it off and put something else on, you'll see that it just doesn't feel the same. Okay, now the main parts are these 3. Outside of that, for the recoil control, the bullet velocity, the gun kick control, you're going to use the WSP Reckless 9 long barrel. You're going to pop on the Purifier muzzle brakes for your muzzle. And then for the stock, again, this is more recoil control and things like that, using the FSS Fortress Heavy stock. All right, that is the core of your gameplay when it comes to that official stuff. You can change the optic and you can even change the mag if you want. I play around with 100 because I'm in there solo queuing sometimes and just trying to see how many people I can take out in one shot. But it's not necessary, right? Play more strategic, play smarter, handle your business. You have 2 weapons. Guess what? The Pomiat has a lot of bullets, but we're going to minimize some of it. We want to drop a lot of the so-called bullet velocity, recoil. You see my fingers here. Recoil and weapon damage, range damage. But I promise you, it is way better this way because you have more mobility, more rapid fire. You have really good ADS speed. And this is important for this build because you are running and gunning and you're not trying to stationary shoot with this. You can use this gun for multiple different playstyles, okay? But for this playstyle, you want to have this setup here. Then secondary mandatory things right here, this bad boy, the bullet velocity. You basically were crippled with the previous one, but now we have a fix for our bullet velocity and range. All right, so it's still gonna hit from decent range. All right, remember, you're up close most of the time anyways, so you don't need sniper range. You just need a good amount. Okay, then you have the famous Brune heavy support. I use this pretty much for almost all the builds when I can, when there isn't a better one for it. But this right here just has control for a gun kick and things like that, so you're gonna see very good setups. And last but not least, undetected by the radar. The recoil control is crazy. The bullet velocity is amazing. And then the damage range is top tier. Okay, so I can be high up on a roof shooting down at people. They won't really detect me everywhere. And I'll just have myself a good time taking people out. And last but not least, I know that there's only 3 or 4 optics I use. And the Coral Eagle Eye is my favorite for long range. If you're shooting long range, outside of a sniper, even that, this is good enough right here. And that's the one I would definitely use for this LMG. It feels perfect, okay? And just to kind of give you all a demonstration of how it feels, you can see right here, this thing just rips and it can hit from all ranges pretty comfortably. You see it took that all the dummies out pretty quickly. Just an example, and you can see how the ADS speed is fast. And we showed the perks and the tactical and lethal. This is the best in the game. I have a lot of other builds. I've made probably like 100 different play styles already, but this is the one for the aggressive players who want to get very high kills super aggressively, focus on being in people's faces. You could still do decent long range when necessary, and even close range with this thing because it is so good. Okay, imagine I have the sub where I can take this guy out. I run out of bullets, I'm just gonna shoot him. Run out of bullets, I swap over. Now I can take this guy out and hit the guy in the back. You know, this is just incredible. Of course, I got 100 rounds. Think about it, okay? And your mobility is pretty decent for an LMG. Literally strafe while I'm doing this. And I got probably better movement than a lot of rifles and a lot of different weapons. And I haven't done the test on who's faster, but I would assume this mobility and the ADS for an LMG is top tier. Okay, so that's just an example of what I wanted to showcase and break down. And this is why I think this is the best right now. You put this in the hands of a good player, they're gonna be great. You put this on a great player, he's gonna be the greatest. All right, that's how I feel about it. All right, enjoy. I'll see y'all on the next one.